Okay, a recap of last time. It is pretty simple. We finally got to talk to the Duke. We were not getting very far because he wasn't really paying attention. He was too busy doing his other stuff. Finally, we caused him enough suffering and distraction that he stopped to where Cat told him that we'd do something for him. In doing so, he pulled out a letter. It formed into some sort of flying animal, like a bird. He folded it and said, "Well, follow that. That gives you the orders and everything for where you need to go." So we start following it. We then try and grab it, and that does not work. From there, we begin a dice rolling adventure to where we need, I think it was 6 successes or 3 failures to finish, and we ended up with 3 failures. Some of the highlights, um, I believe, well, since she's not here, we'll blame Kat for all of it.
Always went cat.
Um, but eventually, after we lost sight of it. We eventually, it took us much longer, but we got to the dock, and that's made our introduction around the boat. I think we finally found the right boat, and that's where we ended.
Yep. Now it was a joint failure. To uh, Katya was responsible for two of those, though. Um, and I don't know. I explained it to them last time. What that scenario is called a skill challenge. It's a thing from 4E that I like using occasionally. Uh, it kind of makes a dynamic situation, with success and failures based on dice roll that everyone can contribute to. Uh, what
Yeah.
would what would happen in this example is like uh, the uh, the Duke was using paper origami birds that were imbued with magic to send messages around, and the one that he created for you guys with the instructions on it, wanted you to follow it, right? But it wasn't necessarily waiting. So the skill challenge was the party trying to keep up with it through the crowd. Katya tried pushing her way through, but the crowd was very dense. Meepo scaled rooftops and did a little bit of free running, trying to keep up with it. Levi, using spells and such, tried to keep the condor within eye line, and then he transformed it into a worm. When he did that, the construct fell to the ground. When it fell to the ground, Meepo jumped down to get it. Katya tried to fly over to him. That didn't work very well. If I recall correctly, she crashed into Meepo, and then the construct worm turned back into a bird and it flew off. So that may or may not come up again. And I'll explain the rules to you guys if it does.
Sounds good.
Yep. So the party is leaving the the city they had found themselves in, and is once again sailing out into the open sky. This ship is much smaller than the one that they were previously on. The previous one was a merchant vessel, from what you all could tell, big enough to hold a crew of about 10 or so, with packed with supplies. This one, it seems pretty bursting with your party on there. Maze has stayed behind to look at some stuff.
Well, of course they have.
Yes. So, with Meepo, Katya, Oliver, Levi, and Click sailing out across the sky, there. Can I get? Let's get Ian to roll a d20 and Chris to roll a d6 for me.
All right. That's a 1.
And a 4.
Okay.
Hey, 41.
Haha. So
Right.
just so I remember correctly, Ian was rolling the d20 and Chris was rolling the 6.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So when you guys set out on this adventure, because it took you guys so long to catch up to the paper construct, you didn't leave until late afternoon. The sailing is smooth going well into the late evening. Your captain points to Ian if he wrote down the captain's name.
Sorry if that was towards me.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was going to be a point if you could remember his name or if you wrote it down.
Oh, definitely not. Whatever it is, I didn't even hear who you were doing, and I can tell you right now that there's no way that I could remember somebody's name.
Captain Cumulus is holding the wheel steady. He seems to be a bit of a in decent spirits kind of fellow. If you all want to talk to him at this time, you can.
Well, the question I have is for Kat, and it's trying to remember what are we even going after? I don't even remember.
Look, the Duke said he has not seen any dragons, so that blue dragon that we found in the desert, I don't think will be here. But with all of Click scrying, we're pretty sure that Push is still here. And the Duke said that there's a mysterious fog bank that that he just doesn't have time to investigate. We'd be very thankful if we did. And if this turns out to be nothing, we still get a favor from the Duke.
Gotcha. Checking out the fog bank.
Yes. I don't know why you'd want to go look at a fog bank. There's not much to see, says the captain.
It's simple because the Duke asked us to.
Yeah, that's why we're driving my ship there, at least.
Well, how many times has the captain gone out there?
Towards that section of sky, I don't know. It's like I've been hearing some rumors about ships going missing around there, but you can't really tell much in the plane of air. If you don't know where you're going, you could be anywhere.
And just amongst the team, who's paying for this trip?
Katya says that I think the Duke
The
is.
Duke?
Okay.
Because this is a favor for him.
Just making sure.
To describe the Duke for Oliver, you guys have been seeing blue genasi all over the place, and this guy was definitely similar to a blue genasi, but he was a towering man. You'd probably say 14 feet tall. Long white beard, not cloud-like like all the genasi you've been saying, but like silver white hair. He was hunched over a desk working on all kinds of papers, like The flying origami birds that he sent out with you, they would land on his desk, unfold themselves, and he would quickly read and then write something on them before the birds would take off again.
That's some cool imagery.
Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, so most of your evening goes pretty well. Who, what's everybody doing between the three of us that are here?
Well, how long do you? I'm assuming at some point we have a expectation of how long this is going to take.
Catchy says, I don't know.
Would the captain know?
I'm just supposed to take you out there, then bring you back.
Okay, so how long does it take to get us out there?
Distance is an odd thing in the plane of air. It's like depends on your mood.
Well, are we talking hours? Are we talking minutes? Days?
Well, how you feeling?
I mean, I feel fine.
It might be a day or two.
Okay. Then if it's a day or two, I am going to sit down and start trying to study that book again. As long as it's light outside.
It is getting pretty close to dark. It's been you guys are well into the evening right about now. But you could definitely find just doing standard kit care, waxing, bowstring, gluing tips. Okay.
All right. Well, I will then look at my book for a while and then um, fall asleep. Of course,
All
I
right.
have light too, so I can cast that on something small and use that as a light source. So I'll look at it till I just go to sleep.
Roll a d20 for me and make it an intelligence check.
18.
Okay. You feel like, Levi, you've been staring at this book for weeks now. Some of the more higher level arcane points, they're not connecting quite yet, but you can see the patterns starting to emerge. Like teleportation circles are always drawn in a certain way, and from your previous readings, you understand that this book is about connecting to the plane of water,
Ah, okay.
and you're gaining confidence that you could maybe draw a teleportation circle if you were to learn the spell. You're still you're not quite there yet, but you're definitely feel smarter about it, and you know what this book is trying to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Levi's gonna read until he falls asleep. Oliver's doing some kit care. What is Click doing?
Click is how? Give me a time frame to work with. Are we talking like an hour? 3 hours?
Several
It
hours.
depends on how you feel.
What do you mean? It depends on how I feel.
Well, that was the same thing that I got
Okay,
from the captain.
gotcha. So yeah, so Click is going to be spending some time in prayer, reminiscing about the last time he was here and the individual that caused him to be forced out of his home.
Mm-hmm.
And then is also going to be. I'm trying to figure out the right way to word this because clerics don't really have spell books,
Nope.
but I'm imagining like Click knows the different abilities that he can do with Serenetta. Um, and is just rummaging through all those to strategize and figure out what might be the best way of helping with what's going on now, as well as should they encounter his archenemy, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, you're during. I mean, in a mechanic sense, you're preparing your spell list,
Exactly.
and yeah,
And then also Click would be, because I still have one of those feathers that I had made very early in the campaign. I still got one left, so I would actually be polishing it.
is that a euphemism?
No,
Sorry.
okay, you're worse than Critical Role.
All right. So, everyone does their things and they fall asleep below deck. It's very low. It's very low because again, this ship is not too big. But everyone roll a d20 for me. I want to see. There's a certain order that needs to be done. Thanks. Tell me what their numbers are, please.
Sorry, say that again. I had to turn off the
6.
light.
A 6, a 14. Can you roll a d20 for me, Chris?
Sure, adding anything to it?
Nope.
That's a 3.
Oliver. You have not done much of sailing. You have definitely not been in the plane of air. The tossing of the ship on through turbulence jolts you up in the night. There is a the ship is dark and the wood is creaking. You feel like that kind of a chill on the back of your neck before a storm comes, as like the pressure drops.
Okay, but I'm below deck with everybody else. Yes.
You're below deck with everybody else.
Okay.
Katya, who canonically is a terrible snorer, shifts in their bed. But the snoring is constant.
So am I the only one awake?
Yes, it appears to be. Meepo has kind of rigged himself up a hammock, and is just kind of is swaying in the turning of the ship.
Okay. I go. I'm going to go back up. I'm assuming the captain, or at least the what are they called?
First
The
mate,
guy, the pilot, to
navigator.
go up there and see
Yeah.
what's. Obviously, I kind of feel like we might be heading into a storm or something. Want to get an idea what they think we might be expecting.
When you go above deck, you do not see the captain. It appears that the steering wheel has been lashed in place.
So this is when my stomach drops, and I wish I'd stayed in bed.
Perception check for me.
Yeah. 1 second here. Oh, for God's sakes. 12.
There is a low grumbling boom from off the port side of the ship. Let's see.
Port. That's right side. No, left.
Left.
Port.
It's
Left.
like Oliver has to remind himself.
Well, of course,
Port or
I have
starboard?
to go look.
Yes. Yes. Oliver turns and looks definitely on the port side, also in front of the bow. There's a dark storm cloud that occupies the night sky. You can only see this cloud in the starlit night by by the blackness that blots out all the stars behind it. It is more of that you cannot see it, more as if you can't see it.
Okay. So basically, I notice it by its absence.
Yes.
So, okay. Is there a pilot house or some? What I want to do is I just want to check the pilot house to make sure that we have been abandoned.
There's a captain's quarters towards
Okay.
the back of the ship.
All right. However, I get to that.
All right, running down the length of the ship, you climb up that set of stairs to the steering wheel. The captain's quarters are directly behind it. You assuming you beat on the door to open it up, or
Yes.
you just okay. There's a sound as rain begins to pitter on the deck of the ship, starting to soak you in your. Assuming you wearing your regular gear.
Yeah.
Tonk tonk tonk. Loud and repeating. You see movement through the pane of glass on the window.
Just some movement, but nothing I can discern.
Yeah. How long do you wait? He's like, you can definitely hear movement inside the captain's quarters.
Well, I obviously I yell for the captain, and I assume that I get no reply, or the door
What's
doesn't
it?
open.
What?
Oh, sorry, I stepped on your line. We got where are you? We got a storm ahead. We don't have a pilot at the wheel.
The door opens up, and you see a very disheveled looking captain, clearly awoken from his sleep. What? Storm? There's not supposed to be a storm here.
Do I detect alcohol on him?
Make a smell check.
Perception. I take it.
Perception.
19.
There is no alcohol, but there is an odd smell, especially coming from his room.
Okay. All right. I'd say, hey, you got to take the wheel. You got it. We have to avoid that storm.
What? Storm? I just did a fucking forecast. And then, looking over your shoulder, he sees the growing black cloud that's already begun to soak the upper deck of the ship. It's like, oh shit! And you see him hurriedly putting on a pair of trousers, and runs up to the steering wheel and tries unlashing it quickly.
Okay. While he's doing that, I run below deck to wake up my compatriots, tell them we're in for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, you guys can wake up at this.
Alrighty. What's going on?
We're heading into a storm. Apparently, I assume there was other. This is to the deal. I assume that there were other people on the boat besides the captain. Yes.
You guys.
Oh, he was the only. Oh, okay. Okay. I was under the assumption that he had a crew.
Nah, this is a fairly small ship.
Okay. Well then, yeah. All right. Yeah. So I just tell him that. We're heading into a storm. The captain's at the wheel, but I don't know if we're going to be able to avoid it.
All right. Now, Click is definitely awake. Is Levi awake?
I poke him harder.
Okay, Levi's not waking up. I need everyone who's awake to make a dexterity check, and everyone that's asleep to make it with disadvantage.
Dexterity check it is. All right, this dice is going in jail.
All right. Oliver's got a 14.
Okay.
You
Oh, he
said
doesn't.
check, right?
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Same.
Uh,
Sorry. Oliver has a 20. I was looking at the wrong thing.
what did Levi get?
You said dexterity check?
Yep.
17.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. That we'll do one for Katya. It's a disadvantage. That's not bad. And for Meepo. That's not great, but
I mean, that's what they rolled pretty much last session.
Katya. Oh, let's see. What is this? Aw, that's cute.
Yeah, a friend of mine gave me that to me, I think, last year for Christmas.
Oh, I didn't see the second thing Laura posted. Okay. The ship suddenly takes a large lurch, and the wood creaks all around you of all the strain as beams are being stretched and crushed against each other. Everyone that got above a 12 manages to keep their sea legs, but everyone else, that would include Meepo, either falls out of their bed or hits the floor.
Meepo's always rolling around.
Yeah. It's I'm imagining that Meepo still being asleep. One of the strings to his hammock breaks, and he gets dumped to the floor and just sprawls around. I'm like, what? Ah, ah, ah. Katya happened to be on the correct side of the ship, where she just kind of rolled into the wall, so it wasn't that big of a difference for her. But she wakes up real groggily, saying, What's going on?
Storm.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Let's see. All right, I need to make everyone another dex check.
Dang it, I'm not going to roll good at all tonight, guys.
Oh yes, click a piled fluff of feathers lands on the floor. Then the second lurch comes. What did everybody get?
Dirty 20.
An 11.
11. Ollie.
Oh, sorry, my bad. What are we rolling? Dex?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The ship is lurched again.
24.
Okay. Wow, both bad. Meepo rolls onto the other side of the ship, but now that Katya is not on the correct side of the swing, she kind of she slides out of bed and onto the floor as the ship almost turns like a full 45 degrees in the other direction. Almost as if you were expecting it, Oliver. You kind of just walk up the side of the walls, balancing yourself. Levi being prepared for it. You brace yourself against the wall, but click. Much like Katya and Meepo tumble across the floor, then crash into each other.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Um. Let's see. Am I like near a post or something like that?
Oh, you can certainly find one under the deck.
And that's where I'm at, right under the deck.
Yes.
Great. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get to the closest post. I'm gonna pull out all four of my talons, wrap my arms and legs around it, digging my talons into it, and then I'm gonna take my wings, unfurl them, and wrap them around the post as well.
Okay, Click has definitely made a point to secure himself in space. What is everybody else doing?
Well, since I'm scrawny, I'm just gonna keep my balance. Because the last time this happened during a storm, I got body slammed with a meepo.
Is
That is-
everybody? Does it look like anybody's at risk of falling over the side?
Not since everyone is lower decks.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anyone's going to go over the side like they did during the last heavy storm. Were you here for that, John?
I don't believe I was. No. Oh wait, no. And then we were falling.
I remember Levi and Meepo going off the side, yes,
Yeah.
but I don't remember if Oliver
No,
did.
somebody went off. I thought Click had maybe Meepo.
No, I think you know what I think it was. I think Click got caught like a kite, and like Katya had to teleport to him and weigh him down.
Well, either way, I guess I'm just, going with the flow, keeping my balance,
Okay.
avoiding a meepo.
The intensity of the storm picks up. Rain starts pouring in from the upper deck. The floor is coated in water. The ship, its beams are practically screaming.
Is there anything that looks like we can do to help? Or does
Not-
it look like the ship's just gonna break apart?
Let's see. Make an intelligence check,
Oh yeah, that's gonna work.
or maybe a wisdom check. Would you prefer that? Because you grew up on an archipelago. There was enough ships around there.
Well,
might have
take
some
your pick.
experience.
It's either a 9 or a 7.
Which one did you use? Wisdom or intelligence? Tell me.
9 was intelligence, 7 was wisdom.
Okay. Okay. For the sake of the narrative, Levi, you've been in control for a lot of this adventure, but this is the first time you've not felt in control at all. It's like, what can you do? The ship is flying through the sky. It's like it sounds like it's tearing itself apart. It's like you're just, your mind is racing at 1,000,000 miles per hour. You're not sure if there is anything you can do.
You know what I'm gonna try and do?
What?
And I know it's not gonna work, but I'm gonna
What?
do it anyways.
Okay.
Since I've
We
been
believe in
studying
you.
those books, I'm gonna try and create a teleportation circle.
Okay. So now teleportation circle is a 5th level spell. Do you have that?
Do I have the availability of a 5th level spell?
Yes, that is the question.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need you to roll a D100.
$21.
Okay. So, what do you use to try and draw your circle?
Whatever I have.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'd still have in my bag. If there's chalk, if there's a burnt piece of wood that I'm using the charcoal from the end of it. I'm in panic. Let's save ourselves mode, and I'm just gonna attempt with whatever is there.
Okay. Click is grabbing onto the pole. Uh, Levi is attempting to draw a teleportation circle out of here. It is very difficult to do because the ship is bobbing and jumping and waving all around. What is Oliver doing right now?
Sorry, I had to find my microphone. Um, I, it was successful. Yes.
What?
The teleportation bubble he's trying to create.
Nope. He is trying to create one, but it looks like it's going to take him a while, and uh, it's very difficult for him to do on this bouncing ship.
God damn, what can I do? Well, I mean, self-preservation. I'm going to try to stand close to him in case it is successful. Um,
Okay.
I don't think holding him is going to really make it any easier because if the boat sways, we're both going to sway at that point.
Right.
So I guess I just try to get closer, at least to where I think the circle's going to form, and try to stay out of his way. Maybe hold on to a pillar or something.
Well, can I add that you probably don't even know what I'm doing because I've never drawn a teleportation circle, nor have I said what the book is for.
That's true. Well, then again, I do. Okay, so
That
the
is fair.
creepy guy in the robes is drawing a circle. At least that part I think I can figure out.
Ow.
I'm not that creepy. I'm completely gorgeous. in
Dirt
my
does
clothes.
not stick to you. That's not normal.
Okay,
Okay,
so
well.
because Oliver is a very educated man, I will let you make a very high DC intelligence check to see if you can guess at what he's doing.
Okay, come on, you can do it. You can do it. 13?
You have no idea what he's doing.
All right.
What you're thinking of, Oliver, is the ship is screaming. The rain is coming in. The bird person has gripped the pillar for sheer life. And that one guy in robes is drawing on the floor.
Well, no sense in getting closer to the bird guy because he obviously is scared shitless. I guess when you're a human
Mm-hmm.
whose superpower is shooting arrows, you don't really have many other options than to try to solve every problem with an arrow, and I don't see a way to do that here. So I will have to say at this point I am just trying to be aware of my surroundings and my friends.
Okay.
For the record,
That's all I
not
can do.
scared. Just
What?
So for the record, not scared. Just recognizing there is nothing I can do.
You have wings.
Yeah. Do you want me to leave you?
Well, what do you think I'm trying to do?
That's just because you're selfish.
Well, I figure if you're holding on to that thing, it's like if the whole ship blows apart, you're still holding on to a heavy item. So I don't know what to think.
Yeah, well, at that point, I'll just fly away.
All right. As the party descends into bickering and arguing over the sounds of the storm, they continue to fight, and a huge crash of lightning very close to the ship completely illuminates the lower deck. You can see that Katya and Meepo have interlocked themselves in a similar way to click around a different post of the ship. And this continues on for another good hour or so. The ship does some terrible lurching. For those of you that had late night rations, your stomach almost loses them, and it seems like an eternity before the storm finally lets up. All of your clothing is soaked from the amount of rainwater that came in from the upper deck, but you are all alive.
Do we want to be?
You're pretty unhappy.
Well, that was a crappy night.
Yes, it was, says Katya.
Very much.
Does anyone have that one spell that cleans clothes?
I'm
I'm
guessing
afraid I
not.
do not.
All right then. Katya goes up to the upper deck.
Well, I will peek on the upper deck as well, as long as the boat's not rocking.
The boat is has genuinely resumed its steady course.
Um, I want to ask Kat to kind of, since I didn't get any very far, to have Kat ask the captain um, how much further we've got to go.
Okay. Click and Oliver, before they get upstairs, are you going with them?
Yes, I will go.
Yeah, I assume we're all going upstairs. Yes.
Okay. As you get up the deck, uh, looking around, if you thought it was wet in the lower decks, it is absolutely soaked on the upper. Every single piece of wood seems swollen with water weight, and the sails appear to be tattered from blowing harshly in the high winds. Uh, Everything just has this dripping soppiness from the last night's storm. Uh, the captain seems to be moving about trying to fix what he can. Oliver, you recognize that the steering wheel is lashed once again as he moves around the upper deck. But there is a rainbow. It's it's different from the ones you guys have seen in the from the prime material plane, because this one is a complete circle.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Because the only thing that breaks up a circular rainbow is the horizon. So if you're up high, there's no horizon.
Oh.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
Catches like, see, he's a well-learned man. It's like she jabs you lightly in the ribs.
Yeah, yeah. I just know a lot about rainbows, if you know what I mean.
Is that because they're bows?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Catches was smart.
Just a fun fact, because there's never going to be another time for me to say this. Genesis, when God sends the rainbow and says it's the representative of the promise, some translations refer to it as God's warrior's bow.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Yeah, the upper deck is completely soaked. The parts of the sails are tattered. The captain's trying to clean up what he can. There's Rainbow. And Levi, you said you wanted to ask Katya to talk to the captain and get a date.
Yeah, just to say, hey, can we find out, you know, how much
Yeah,
longer? And after that, I will go to help mend things around the ship,
okay.
like the sails.
Yeah. Uh, Captain is very appreciative of that. He tells Katya the that you should arrive at the fog bank uh, at least by the end of the day if we can get things going again so quick enough.
Well, I don't know if I want to come up upon the fog bank. It's the same as in the where we're from, and have all that issue when it's getting dark.
Oliver was there for the fog bank, wasn't he? Trying to remember what did Oliver join
Yeah,
us in
Yes.
with
yeah, he was
before the
there.
desert?
Oh
Or
yes, the fog in the swamp area. Yeah.
yeah, okay, but were you there for the desert?
No, I was not there for the desert.
Okay,
No, we came back and met him in the town.
yeah, Waterdeep.
Yep.
Okay, so he's not seen the blue dragon that Levi and everybody else has seen.
Was
No.
that the one flying in the desert? No,
Yeah,
that's the one that crashed down into the tomb.
yeah, that dug its way down into the tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Make a. Let's see. It's be a good check. What would that be? I don't want to say sleight of hand. Actually, we'll go with sleight of hand. Is anyone else helping mend the ship?
I will do the best that I can.
Okay.
No.
Uh, do a sleight of hand check, Levi, with advantage.
Good call.
That's with my spell of bending.
Um, so as you put things together to
It
mend
still
them,
needs. Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm just trying to determine,
I
you
mean,
know,
that's fine.
yeah.
Apparently, I'm not very much help, but 13.
That is still pretty good. Uh, so it takes you guys a good 2 hours, uh, between Levi mending the sails, click Katya trying to dry out supplies and wring out rigging and stuff like that. It takes a good 2 hours before the ship is ready to go and the captain is satisfied. Uh, once once he is, you see him unlash the steering wheel once again, and the ship has a gentle lurch as the unfurls the sails, and the ship takes off. Uh, everyone make a perception check for me since you're all above.
Where's
Is it a
Meepo for his
perception
perception check?
So perception.
Yeah,
That is a 24.
18.
nice.
24 for Oliver.
Okay. So with the 224s, Oliver, you can see off in the distance occasionally there will be floating islands similar to the city that you passed before, but these do not look occupied from what you can tell. They're scattered about, occasionally you'll see one maybe once an hour, then maybe two. It's every now and then. Click. You also see these floating islands, but there may be. You're not sure, but you think you can see the faintest dot traveling in the general direction that you guys are, but you would guess that if it wasn't for the time of day that it was, and there's a slight twinkle to this dot, that you wouldn't have been able to see it. It must be like maybe a mile or two off.
I'm going to turn to the captain. Do you have a spyglass?
Yeah.
Could we borrow that real quick?
Just don't drop it. It's my only one.
Of course. No worries.
Okay. So looking at the spyglass, it. Oh, good. We got Eric joining us.
And
And Laura. Oh wait. Okay. Sup.
Laura, how you feeling?
Oh my god, not good. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry that you're feeling so rough.
No, my doctor a couple of days ago started me on like an anti-anxiety, antidepressant, and I'm not sure I can do it.
Oh wow.
It's literally only been a day though, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
That's hard. I mean, those, and plus they're addictive, so going off them is also just as tough.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But if
If
it
I
doesn't
have-
work, just tell the doctor. That's what they need to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
So, sorry. Hello.
It's okay.
Hello. So, we'll probably have to do a quick bit of catch up.
I figured we followed the paper and we got on the ship.
Yes, you are on the ship. You have been sailing on the ship for a bit. You encountered another storm. This one, according to the captain, was a bit of a freak occurrence.
Eric joined.
Yay. Eric, can you hear? Eric? Can you hear?
Nope.
I heard you, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
You need him a little bit.
He sounds a little quiet, right?
Yes.
Let's see if I can fix
That's
that.
better.
There he is.
Turning up the gain.
All right, so
Should help.
yeah, so you guys got on the ship that the Duke arranged for you. It's a fairly small ship. It's just you guys and this one character, Captain Cumulus. He said, depending on how we're feeling, it might take about 2 days to get to the fog bank that the Duke wants you to check out. You left in the evening. It was pretty smooth sailing through the evening, but then Oliver woke up in the middle of the night. He just when he went up to the upper decks to check things out, the captain had lashed the steering wheel, and Oliver saw a storm coming. He woke up the captain. Then went back below decks. It was a very violent night as the ship rode out the storm. People were flung from their beds, crashing into stuff. Things got very wet from all the rain. You guys put all your time together to fix the sails, straighten things back up, dry out your supplies and the like. And now, as you guys are continuing in the direction that the captain is heading, Oliver has spotted some more floating mountains, and Click thinks he saw the twinkle of a light about a mile or two off. So he has asked the captain for a spyglass.
Okay.
So, Click.
Yo ho.
Yes.
Using the spyglass, it does increase your vision. But this object so far away, what you can definitely make out is a large-bodied creature with twinkling blue wings.
Okay. I will notify everybody and say, I think I see our friend. Maybe? Do I suspect? Hold on, let me back up a little bit. Do I suspect this to be the blue dragon?
It looks like a blue dragon.
Oh.
Do you
I'm
know
gonna
if it's the blue dragon? That's a question.
Gotcha.
It is a blue dragon.
There's a blue dragon. We know that for sure.
I mean, how many blue dragons do we know about?
You know. So I'll turn to sorry, it's been a while. Ian, what's your character's name?
Levi.
I'll turn to Levi. Levi, how we feeling today? You feeling good?
I mean, I feel fine.
Great.
Did we sleep overnight?
You did not sleep well,
Okay.
but you still long rested for the sake
We're
of
still long.
everything.
Okay.
But
That's-
not well.
That's what I needed to know. I mean, I feel good, but it's starting to get dark now, isn't it?
It's more of about midday.
Oh, okay.
Most of your morning was taken up by repairing the ship.
I mean, my hands are kind of raw, but we're good.
Oh, well, that's good. I see a dragon up ahead.
A what?
I believe it's flying in our direction.
It is not flying in your direction. It is flying in the same direction you are traveling.
I grabbed the same material that I had last night and started trying to draw a circle again.
How far off is it?
About 2 miles or so.
Oh.
Ian, it's going away from us, by the way. Or sorry, Levi, it's going away from us.
I'll still continue to draw.
It's flying away because it recognizes how terrifying you are, and it is more scared of you than you are of it.
I doubt that as I look up and try and peek over.
I lie to you.
With a hard look without a spyglass, you can see a twinkling little dot way far off.
Now remember, I got above average scene.
Yes, but that is 2 miles.
Okay, I will sit there and stare at it for a little bit, just to check.
It seems to be pulling away from you, but headed in the same direction that you guys are.
It's pulling
going
away
where
from
we
us,
are.
so it's going faster than us.
Yes.
We need to turn around and go back.
No, we must go faster.
I was hired to take you to the fog bank.
Well,
Why do
close
we
enough.
need to turn around?
Dragons.
Oh, no, you can ignore that. We're going towards the fog bank.
That's what I was hired to do, and I ain't gonna go back on my word to the Duke. No, sir.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, wait a minute. I almost killed that dragon.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No, let's
Yeah,
go
you
for
did.
it. Go
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah. I'm sure it's totally the same one.
Go
I'm
faster.
so sorry. I just love the moment of realization.
Wait a minute.
They should be scared of me.
Do it again.
Faster, Captain.
You do feel the boat go slightly faster with Levi's new enthusiasm.
I
How
try
far-
and use my gust spell.
How far out are we from this? I'm a spell down.
You should have long rested, so you should be good.
Okay. That means I can also change my spells.
We will slay the dragon.
Okay.
This could never go wrong.
With the hurrah, rah, rah of Levi, you guys continue to sail for most of the day. The dragon has pulled away from you way far and ahead to where even Click and Oliver, with their 24 perception, they cannot spot it anymore. What is the day spent doing just to pass the time?
I keep looking for the dragon.
Okay. What about everybody else? Just more kit care and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm done. So basically, I'll be doing lookout as well.
Okay.
Let's see.
Gotta be on the lookout for the high perch.
I'm preparing spells.
Is there one of those lookout towers on the mast?
You mean a scarecrow?
Sure.
Or the crow's nest?
There's
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. It's been forever since I played my Fisher-Price pirate game. I'm willing to bet you could find a clip on YouTube of the exact game I'm talking about.
I will go to the crow's nest.
Okay.
Assuming there's one.
So is anyone not on lookout? Is I guess the better question.
Click is not on lookout at this point.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Click is going to be. And I don't know what to cast any spells. I think Click is just going to be going through, and he is making a list for shopping. No, that wouldn't make any sense. I apologize. I'm making a list for shopping. But Click. I say, yeah, Click would probably be on lookout with that in mind. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a double take. You said that I am for sure that was the dragon, right?
That was a dragon.
A dragon. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast Commune because I don't like second guessing. So I will commune with Serenetta.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to ask, was that the dragon that we have been after?
Now let me just read commune real quick.
Yeah, by all means.
And that's how you say it. Is that the dragon you're after?
Well, if I know the dragon's name, I would ask for I would use the dragon's name.
Even when you talk to Guide, he did not recognize that dragon.
Yeah, we don't know that dragon's name.
Okay. But we've had encounters with that dragon, right?
Is that what you asked?
Yeah, I want to ask, is that the same dragon that we've had encounters with?
Smart.
Unclear.
Well, that is not.
What?
Is that, well, if you don't know if that, she's not going to know if it's an enemy or not because she doesn't know if it's the dragon that we've encountered before.
She doesn't know if that's the dragon you encountered before.
Yeah, so even if I ask, like, if this is an enemy dragon, she's not going to know.
Do we have other questions to ask?
I can't think of any.
Man, this
Well-
scrying is always so freaking. Does this thing ever helped us once?
Are you limited to how many questions you can ask?
I get
three
3 questions.
three
I get-
questions, and they can be yes or no or unclear, because the gods are
Oh,
divine but not omniscient.
ask if Push is with this dragon.
Ah, good. Yeah, I'll ask if Push is with this dragon.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what else to ask.
From a distance, we couldn't tell, so I'm going to ask this question. What are the levels of dragon? Because I want to ask a question that's going to give us a sense of its power.
Are you asking how old this dragon is?
I need to word it in a yes or no, so I'm asking you as a DM because I don't remember dragons, but I know there's like I think there's like young dragon, ancient dragon, like there's a ranking scale, right?
Okay, you make an intelligence throw, and just to see how much you know about dragons.
Okay. Given the fact that I've been traveling a lot with Mifo, would that be at advantage and say some of his dragon knowledge rubbed off on me?
I would say that the types of dragons are fairly common knowledge.
Well, apparently not common to me because that's a 9.
You're sure that there are. So maybe what you get wrong is the nomenclature. It's like there's hatchlings, there's large dragons, and there's humongous dragons. It's like, and you say it that exact same way too. Humongous. He's a humongous dragon.
Yes, he is.
I'll ask Serenetta, is this a young dragon?
No.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
It could be a hatchling.
You have a very loose interpretation
Optimistic.
of young.
Young,
That
young is very generic. Maybe it's a teenager. Maybe it's a young adult.
the spell fades as you guys debate. Well, wait, maybe this isn't so bad.
You're very optimistic right now.
Okay. All right. With that commune, the rest of the day passes and it again approaches evening. The sky changes from that light sky blue that we all think of on a perfect normal day and shifts without a sun in the clear sky. It's more of like an ambient light to a purplish red. The purplish red
Ominous.
yes, the purplish red illuminates the white sky, or illuminates the wide sky, allowing you to see for miles on in every direction, except for through the fog bank, which has a cool white wispy opaqueness that you cannot see through but are headed straight for.
Is there a top to this fog?
Dun dun dun.
As you are approaching it, it's almost as if this fog blank is an amorphous sphere, stretching for miles in every direction. You would
Ken.
say, what?
Nope, go ahead.
Yes, I was actually about to say 10. Because that, go ahead and make a Arcana check, Katya. Because this might be player knowledge, but I'll let you roll on it.
That's actually 10, but I got a 2 because I rolled a 4 and I have a -2.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if Levi can see through the fog.
Levi, the fog bank is opaque to you as well.
Hmm.
And yes, it is approximately 10 miles across.
Wow.
Does that mean it's magical darkness, basically?
It is magical fog.
So, did I learn anything with my 2 Arcana check?
No.
You learn that you can't roll.
I already know I shouldn't make anything intelligence based.
I'm not smart.
I am not. God, I feel so sick.
The ship approaches the fog. You would say that you guys are half a mile out and approaching quickly. Now this is one's odd because we normally get this kind of weather, but it's not here consistently, nor this shape.
Wow.
So the Duke wants you guys to check this out. So go ahead, I guess.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Exactly. How do we check this? Well, like,
I
touch it.
Carpet.
I mean,
Carefully.
I don't really want to go in, but I will.
Do you have like a tiny lifeboat that also floats?
Well,
You're
it's not like we don't have somebody with wings.
Wait, what was the answer though?
no.
Darn. What do you do if the ship goes down?
Well, I hold my breath.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's fair. You are the captain.
I know I'm an air genasi. It's like we can float if we hold
Yeah.
our breath.
Oh.
Well, maybe we should
Just a
have
mild
him go in the
inconvenience for
fog.
me.
I'm feeling very limited by my legs right now. We've got the I look at the party. We've got the carpet.
You are
Oh,
now
yeah, we-
500 yards.
I don't know if I feel right dragging this whole crew in.
It's just me.
It's just him.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. How does he do all this?
Lots of practice.
Fair enough.
And this ship, Laura, is not that big. It's like you guys are basically just glorified passengers.
Got you. All right, this makes more sense now. I'm doing math right now. Hold on.
400 yards.
Can we pause?
It's kind of hard to pause the wind.
Okay. I look at my party.
Sorry, my druid died. Otherwise, that would be possible.
300 yards.
Mm.
I look at him. We're about to get very close to a dragon. How do you feel about that?
Wait, a dragon? What?
Yes.
It's like there's a distinct turn to the ship.
Yes.
Oh boy.
But you needn't fear because Levi nearly killed the dragon last time.
That's
200.
right.
250 yards. It's like
We'll
it's more of
take this dang thing down. I'll take it down again.
I just want you to be fully aware of the situation you are flying into. We do need to do this. And it is, in fact, the problem that your Duke sent us to deal with.
I know.
What if it blows up the ship and we just fall?
Now he's just orbiting the fog bank cloud is getting closer, 200 yards. You said you had a flying carpet, right?
Yes.
Doesn't fit all of us.
Oh, it doesn't fit all of you. Shit. 150 yards.
Can you
I-
imagine?
Levi's just on the bow of the ship, just ready to fight. If he sees something, he's going for it.
100 yards.
What are the chances you have 2 platinum rings?
Me?
Yes.
Not on me.
Wow, that's very inconvenient, isn't it?
Why don't you carry platinum for me? Gosh.
Listen, man. I was like, I have a spell that I've
100
used
yards.
as another character, the warding bond, and it would help protect him.
Oh, is that like that one like marriage spell where if people are close together, they get benefits, like the
Yes.
ceremony wedding stuff?
Except it's not marriage.
Right.
But yes.
50 yards. Well, the Duke told me to take you into the fog, and I'm supposed to take you into the fog.
Okay, I will protect you.
I appreciate that. It's like 50 yards. It's like it's not like I got much to come back to. Just
Oh,
Just-
Levi, now would actually be an amazing time to cast Gust. I'm so sorry, Captain. I was not trying to ignore your. Are you lonely?
Well,
the ship passes into the fog bank.
Gust is not going to do too much.
The
I mean, it'll do a little bit, but
as Levi is explaining the mechanics of Gust to Katya, the ship passes into the fog, and it's almost like as if you guys step into shade. Your skin immediately feels wet and clammy and cold, as this fog is blocking the majority of the sunlight from the ambient light from coming into this area.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't like this at all. I missed when we would fight things on the ground.
well, then we shouldn't have went to the plane of air where there is no ground.
The you see the captain kind of shiver a little bit. Oh, okay. Things I do.
Wait, is he lonely though? He said there was nothing to go back to.
That's a kind of a personal question.
I'm sorry, I'll leave
I'm just saying,
Is
like,
really the time for this?
It could be.
it's like, I'm just saying, I don't have children, so you don't have to worry about, finding my lost orphans or anything like that.
Well, we'd be dead too, so.
Katya, yeah, fair. Katya's having a moment though of like, oh, I've failed to keep this in mind for people.
I mean, we're the ones that are going to fall to our death.
Perception check, everybody.
Perception check.
Oliver has a dirty 20.
15.
14.
14.
Trying to find
Ooh.
a modifier. That's not.
What did Meepo get?
He hasn't rolled yet.
28.
Wow.
So, Meepo, you see shadows of things passing around you. You point them out to Oliver, and you two spot passing fairly close to the ship appears to be a floating rock mass, similar to that island that you guys have seen on your way in, but this is much smaller. It whooshes by the ship. You can see it making a trail in the fog before the fog reseals itself around it.
Oh
Min-
no, we're in the Shadowlands.
Meepo, you hear a
Like coming
Like-
from what?
you can't see, but you can
Would I
only
know what that sound is?
you cannot see, but you can hear. Make an intelligence check
Oh boy.
or a history check if that helps you.
It's the same. Eight.
You've never heard that sound before. It's like it's terrifyingly familiar.
Am I the only one hearing this?
You're the first one to hear it. And then Oliver, as you watch a stone pass by on one part of the ship, you hear the sound too. It's like it almost seems to be circling the ship.
Is it like a bee?
No, there's no buzzing sound. It's more of like I don't know if that came through the mic.
Kind of the movement of air.
Yes, it was a distinct movement of air as if something was passing through. Now the rest of the party also hears it. Can Meepo,
Can I,
you
yeah, go
hear
ahead.
multiple sources of this movement of air around you.
But we don't know where
So
it's coming from?
there's many things flying around us right now, not just the one.
Yes, there's many things.
You
I
said
don't
we
know if
don't
that's
know
better
where.
or worse, to be honest. At this point, I don't know if that's better or worse.
What are you saying, Click?
You saying we don't know where it's coming from?
It seems to be all around you.
Is it like, can we see the air moving? Like, is it impacting, or is it just what we're hearing?
It's what you're hearing. Can I get a distinct perception check from Click?
Distinct.
Yes.
That is a 17.
Click. This sound is extremely familiar. You've heard this many times in your childhood. As you have made banking turns around the floating mountains of your home, you turn as you see a shape emerge from the fog before disappearing quickly again. The sounds get louder, and a darting shape goes straight for the captain. I need one last perception check from everyone.
Oh no, the captain.
Oh boy.
Crap. That's a 9.
Perception,
that's
you
11.
said?
22.
11.
For everyone but Levi, this shape is a blur. The captain disappears off the side of the ship.
No, I told him I'd protect him.
Levi,
failed.
you saw yellowed feathers and a distinct beak of a blue desert hawk, Aarakocra, with milk white eyes grab the captain and take him off the side of the ship.
Do I have time to try and attack that Aarakocra?
Is by the time you realize what it is, the captain is gone. And I think that's where we'll start our next session.